Hey, what's up, guys? Um, I just want to share what I've been learning from the new setup in QuickBooks. I do have a process that I think I'm going to start doing for my own clients. So if you're a bookkeeper, hopefully this is helpful. Um, if you notice here, they have this request spot here that you can actually ask questions directly from a specific expense or income. You could see this little tab here. It says requests. And then if you click on this gear icon, it has this request feature that you can toggle on or off that will show up in this bank feed. I'm guessing this is maybe only available for Online Plus or Advanced. Because I only see it in my own books, and the only client that I'm able to do this with, he has QuickBooks Online Plus. So I could be wrong. I'm not too sure about that, but I know some of my clients, I don't actually get this feature. So it could just be a bank thing as well. A specific bank that maybe somebody has. Maybe um, they just don't support this feature. I don't know. But if you do have it, um, I'll show you a couple tricks here. And even if you don't have it, I'll show you the process of what I do with my clients. Um, so if you're coming through here, I'm going to show you the chart of account that I like to set up when I don't have this feature. I just set up Ask My Accountant. And personally, I like to just make it as a other expense so that it's sitting at the bottom of my profit and loss. It just looks cleaner to me. And then I just put like other miscellaneous expense. So I always have this account. And if I ever have questions, I'll just put this in there, and then you can put the vendor if you know the vendor. So we'll categorize this. And the cool thing about this new QuickBooks that we didn't have before is you can go into this posted and it lets you filter it. So now I could just go right into this category and bring up my Ask Accountant, and it'll just bring this all in here for me. So that's cool. So whenever you get all the information from your client, you could just come into here and then just categorize it from this spot, which is a lot quicker. So let's just do like a couple of these, and then I'll actually add this one of these in here too. So I'm just gonna do both because it makes sense to do both personally. So I would just categorize it as this Ask My Accountant. Maybe I just don't even know the vendor, so I'm just gonna leave that. And then I'm gonna click on this little plus sign underneath the messages, and it brings up this little box, and you can type in whatever question you want, or they have these for you. I think you could probably add your own in there as like a template, but I haven't really messed around with it too much. But let's just say that's what you want to ask. You can do a add and post, and we'll see if this brings it into the list. So it should post this like it normally would. And then if you come up here, you should be able to come into your request tab. And it should bring in all of these questions that you put in there from the bank feed. And we'll see this 1250 here. And it shows that I asked the question, but the next thing that you do once you have all your questions in here is you'll send it to your client. So you'll send it to their email. So I'll just send it to mine real quick. And I don't know if this box always pops up, but it looks like you can put an email so that you get like a reminder, or they get a reminder each time that you send another email or another question to them. So I guess that would be this one, and then if you put in your email, you'll know if they responded. Then they have this little tab here for the AI, so I guess the AI will automatically follow up if the customer answers. So I'll just leave that on so you could see it. Okay, so that should be sent, and then this is what it'll look like in their email. They'll be able to open the portal. And then there's the 1250, and you could say whatever, like car payment. And then you'll see this little AI. And then, yeah, so like this has payroll, so it's kind of responding to that. So you can either keep this on or off. I guess that's really up to you. I would probably just turn it off. And then when we come back in here, if I was waiting for them to respond, I'd come back in here. And so I guess that doesn't really work. You would have to, looks like you would have to post it and then come into here and then ask the question. Which is kind of weird. I don't know why, but I guess that would be the workflow if you were going to do it this way. You don't have to do it like this. It just makes sense to me because everything would be in one section here. But you could see that the response is right here, and then you can categorize it however you need to. I guess the other way would be you could just leave it in here. I guess when I'm working on stuff, I just like to get it out of the pending, so I know I already looked through it. But I guess if you did leave it in here, you could possibly just organize it so that these come to the top when you click on the messages. So there'd be a couple ways of doing it. But if you don't have this feature and you do those ask categories, what you'll do is you'll go to your chart of accounts, and then you'll go to your ask category. So you'll have your ask my accountant, and we'll run this report. And I do like the updated version of QuickBooks too, because you can organize this report to where you can filter the descriptions. So when you get in here, always make sure to come to all dates so that you get everything that you need. But I like that you can organize this with like the description. You can click on this description here. I guess I just don't have enough. But if there's a whole bunch of transactions in here and I wanted to organize it so the name or the description was all in one section, you could do that. And then you would come up here to export. And I don't know about the Google Sheets. I always just put to Excel, even though I do use Google Sheets. And when I click into here, it allows me to open it in Google Sheets. So that's just what I've been doing. And then you'll get everything in a neat report in Google Sheets. And then once you get into here, you could change the name. I usually put whatever the client's business name is, and I'll put the date so that I can remember when I actually sent it. And you'll click on this share and click on this restricted, and you want to change it to anyone with the link. And then once you get into this, you'll see this viewer. You want to change it to editor because you want them to be able to edit this Google Sheet. Then you'll copy that link, and then you'll just send that email to your client, and then they can open this up. And I always just let them know, just write whatever the answer is in an empty box next to the expense or the deposit. And then once they're done, it's already saved. You can save this. I always save it in my workflow spreadsheets that I have for each client. And I'll just save this template, so once a week I'll go in and just open it up to see if they've answered it. And if they have, I'll just go right back into the bank transactions. And like I said, or like I showed you before, I'll just go back into this posted, and I'll check on this filter, go into the ask my accountant, and it'll all be sitting here, and I could just answer it from what they gave me. So hopefully that was helpful. I learned this from a bookkeeper that I worked under, so it works pretty well. I've used it with my clients so far, and they seem to not have any problems with it. So, and this new request feature is pretty cool. Hopefully they'll update it so anyone can use it. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop a comment down below. And if you want to see different kinds of videos, please let me know. I'm always happy to help. Anyways, I'll see you guys on the next video.